Thanks so much, Sandra. How's everyone doing out there? I don't need to stand behind the podium. I don't mind getting a little sun, because I guess I got to prove to Joe Biden that I'm really black, so let's work on my tan. But I want to thank each and every one of you all for being out here, and all the bikers who rode down with me from Dallas and Waco. Raise your hand. Thank you guys for riding with me, okay? I have a Victory 2016 cross-country 8-ball. That's why I have these words here. But I want to talk about this word victory, because I think that's really what Memorial Day is all about. It's about men and women over the past 245 years in these great United States of America who have been willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, who have been willing to lay down their lives for your victory, for your freedom. And when I think about victory, it starts with, in Romans chapter 8, if you understand and believe in the Judeo-Christian faith heritage, you know that if you are a Christian, you're more than a conqueror. And you're more than a conqueror because someone laid down their life so that you can have victory, spiritual victory. But when I believe and think about the men who stood there at Lexington Green on April the 19th of 1775, the men who stood there at Concord Bridge, the ones who stood there on Bunker Hill, when I think about the Texans who on October the 2nd of 1835, when they stood there in Gonzales and they said, "Come and take it," they were talking about your victory. Just down the road, not too far from here, a 26-year-old led a stand for 13 days, from the 23rd of February to the 6th of March. This county that we're standing in is named after that 26-year-old. And if you have not read that letter that he wrote, he closed that letter with this word right here. He said, "Victory or death." That's why we can stand in this incredible state that we call Texas. When you think about what happened April the 21st of 1836, in 18 minutes at a place called San Jacinto, your forefathers, your foremothers, privation, starving, but they fought. They achieved victory at a place called San Jacinto so that you can be here today. But ladies and gentlemen, all of this sacrifice, all of this service, all of this commitment to victory, let me tell you something, victory ain't nobody telling you got to wear a mask. That's surrender. Victory is not anyone telling you, a healthy person, that you have to stay in your house. That's house arrest. That's despotism. That's tyranny. Victory is not anyone telling a business owner in the great state of Texas, which is built upon a rugged, indomitable entrepreneurial spirit, that they can't open up their own business. That's right. Victory is not using taxpayer money, $295 million, for a 27-month contract to have people come out here and trace us. You're here because you have this right. You're here because you have these freedoms. You're here because you have these liberties. Because before you, men and women, and even still today, there are men and women standing on freedom's ramparts so that you can have victory. Now, the least that you can do for them, the least that you can do for their sacrifice, don't go out and say Happy Memorial Day. You honor Memorial Day. You honor Memorial Day by remembering my brothers and sisters who laid down their lives for each and every one of you. They didn't know you, but they took an oath that you took earlier today. They didn't know you, but they said, "Here am I, send me." They didn't know you, but they knew that years, generations later, that you would be right here on this day because of the liberties and freedoms that they fought, that they gave their lives for each and every one of you. The whole purpose of us being here today is whether or not those little young boys, those little young girls back there will be able to stand up here and remember this word. Victory. Victory. That's all America's about. That's what America stands for. And if there's one state in the United States of America that is the epitome of victory, that is the epitome of individual sovereignty and triumph, it's the great state of Texas. All we are doing by surrender and subjugating ourselves, we're emboldening the progressive socialist left. You think about just this past week, this judge by the name of Fred Beery down in San Antonio sided with the Texas Democrat Party saying that we have to have mail-in ballots all across the state of Texas. In Dallas County, the Dallas County Commission voted 4-1 that, get this, if you have a fear of getting COVID-19, that classifies as a disability, and you can use that to get a mail-in ballot in Dallas County. That's what's happening when you forget this word victory. When you forget what it means for you to come outside of your house, outside of your comfort zone. If there's one place where this entire field, this entire street should be packed with patriots, it's in the state of Texas. I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's cold, I don't care if it's snowing, because the men and women who laid down their lives for you to be here, for you to have victory, they went out in the cold. They went out in the rain. They went out in the snow. Do you have such little regard to honor that sacrifice that you think Memorial Day is just about opening swimming pools? It's just about the sales at the furniture store? It's just about having a barbecue? Somewhere all across the United States of America, there's someone that is remembering their loved one. They won't be at their table. They won't be there with them. All across the United States of America, someone is going to take an American flag and go and put it at the final resting spot of an American hero. I know because my dad and my mom are buried in Marietta National Cemetery, and every Memorial Day, people take a picture of where they put a flag at their final resting spot. And that is why I am committed to one thing: victory. As William Barrett Travis said, is victory or death. As Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death. When you leave out of here today, you have to go out with that same exact commitment. It is not about Republican, it is not about Democrat, it is all about the fundamental principles and values upon which this great nation and this great state were built upon. Either you believe in it, either you're willing to fight for it, or let me tell you something, stay in your house with the mask, and the real Texans will come out and do the fight for you. Thomas Paine wrote a little pamphlet called The Crisis. He said, these are the times that try men's souls. And the summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from their duties. But to those who will make a stand, they will deserve the love and admiration of all men and women. What will they say of you after you have passed from this life? What did you do in this time? All of the great things that this country stands for. Did you make the sacrifice to pass it on in that bloodline and in your lineage to your children and grandchildren? Or did you give up and you didn't realize what victory was? Did you give up and not realize that you're more than a conqueror? Did you give up and not realize that there's something greater in life than just a car that you have or a motorcycle, whatever? The most important thing, as Benjamin Franklin said, is essential liberty. That's right. And those who will surrender essential liberty for temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Nobody in this building, no governor, no president, no one has a right to tell you, a sovereign American citizen, a sovereign Texan, that you're not essential. Your pursuit of happiness is your inalienable right that was not given to you from man, therefore it cannot be taken from you by any man. But if we're not teaching and understanding and reading our fundamental documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States of America, then let me tell you something. You're going to see more churches like what happened in Holly Springs, Mississippi, get burned to the ground because they stood up for their first liberty, their freedom of religion and free exercise thereof. You're going to get more people that believe that they have to cover their mouths because they don't understand they have freedom of speech and freedom of expression. You're going to get fewer and fewer people that come out on a day like today because they don't understand that they have a right to petition their government for redress of grievances. I said this in Laredo, and I'll repeat it here. Simple little tattoo, right forearm. That's the forearm that you would carry your sword in. Right. 2 words, Molon Lave. When tyranny stood before free men at the Battle of Thermopylae in 490 BC, when Xerxes ordered Leonidas and those Spartans to lay down their weapons, those are the 2 words that Leonidas replied: come, take. And even when he realized that they had been entrapped and encircled on that 3rd day, Leonidas chose one Spartan warrior and gave him a message to take back to the city-state of Sparta. It said, go tell the Spartans and strangers passing by that here, obedient to their laws, we lie. On October the 2nd of 1835, Texians said these exact same words when the Mexican cavalry showed up and asked for their cannon. They said, come, take. At the Alamo, even though knowing that they were surrounded, William Barrett Travis wrote that letter. And he gave it to Juan Seguin, who took it to Sam Houston. He said, I will not surrender. I will not retreat. He said that I will stand and I will lose my life. I will give up my life for the honor of being a soldier and the honor of my nation. And then he closed it with that word, victory or death. Down there at that cenotaph, that's their memorial, that some chucklehead idiot here in the state of Texas wants to move. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. 2 great stands. What will your final epithet say about you? I know what I want mine to say. Go tell the Texans, go tell the Americans, and all strangers passing by that here, obedient to their honor, to Texas, and to America, I lie. God bless you all. Be in the fight. Victory! Victory! Victory!